Hi guys, Mark Dawes here once again, and in this short video I want to answer a question that I get asked on virtually every restraint instructor's course we run, and that is, am I allowed, or what am I allowed to do to prevent a patient from absconding if I'm taking them out, for example, on a Section 17 leave and that patient is already detained under the Mental Health Act? Well, the short answer to that comes in Section 137 brackets 2 of the Mental Health Act, and it says the following. Section 132 then provides that these officers or the staff of the hospital shall have all the powers, authority, protection and privileges of a constable for the purposes of taking the patient into custody or conveying or detaining the patient. This includes the power to arrest the person who is willfully obstructing him in the execution of his duties, the power to use reasonable force in effecting an arrest or to prevent a person from escaping, and the power to require other persons to assist him in the execution of his duties. So Section 137 brackets 2 of the Mental Health Act says that you as a member of staff have the powers of a constable. You can use those powers to prevent a patient who's detained under the Mental Health Act from escaping and use reasonable force to do so. That is allowed in law. But here's the thing. Some organisations allow a single member of staff to take a single person out on a leave, a single patient who's detained under the Mental Health Act. So should a single person be expected to physically use force to restrain a patient who's trying to abscond? And generally speaking, the answer to that is absolutely not. There's too many risks and variables involved, and I've done enough blog posts and enough videos to talk about single person restraint, so you can refer yourself to them. But then this brings us back now to another point, and that is, if we know that the patient is at risk of absconding, because it's in their behavioural care plan, they may have done it before, so we have evidence and information, then the risk assessment that goes with that makes this a planned intervention. And that puts an onus on the organisation to make sure they have suitable and sufficiently trained staff available to physically control and restrain the patient if needs be to do so. Now, where we have a single person, local policies may say if they abscond, follow them a safe distance, phone the police. Well, the police bring that patient back under the exact same powers that you guys have. But here's the thing. And this is common knowledge. All over the UK, the police are saying we are no longer responding to calls for assistance from mental health units and A&E departments unless the situation is life-threatening. So they may not come. So you need to check your local procedure. And if we know that that patient who is going to be absconding is going to be placing themselves or the public in a life-threatening situation, that puts even more burden on the organisation under Article 2.1 of the Human Rights Act to have stricter controls and stricter procedures in place to prevent that happening in the first place. So I hope that helps. I hope that clarifies the situation for you. It's also a safeguarding issue, so I'll be interested in all of you safeguard professionals to leave some comments below this video. And please share this around because, like I said, this is a very, very common question we get asked all the time. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. But please share the video.